Hi guys, welcome. Glad everybody's here. Just coming off a good home, OVC, first opener, and just feel good about the way we played. Of course, you're never satisfied. Could have played better in some areas, and felt like we left some, yardage and points, out there on the field, offensively, defensively. Really a solid day. You take out the one, long drive that they had that they scored on. We had a shutout defensively going, into that deal. So, you take that drive out of the game, the defense played, excellent. I feel like, our back end, secondary wise, played probably the best game they played all year. See a lot of growth from them, a sign of, hopefully some maturity there, in getting better. Made some plays with the ball in the air and matching the hips of receivers and doing a good job, and was able to get pressure on the quarterback pretty much all day. Did a good job in the run game there, and the special teams continues to improve. We had a couple kicks on our coverage teams. Two of them almost got out, so we got to correct that for next week. But overall, a solid OVC win against a team that really had their back against the wall. And UT Martin played like that from the start, and I think that's why the game stayed as close as it did for as long as it did. We weren't able to put them away, and like I said, that's leaving some points out there on the field offensively. But got some good guys in here with me today. Ben Endress has been in before. At linebacker had one of his better games. The other day defensively. Kyron Samuels is a new addition up front. Came to us from junior college and just has done an excellent job from the time he walked on campus, until this point, and just physical guy. Plays the game with passion and just does a good job. So he's doing a good job for us in the classroom as well, and this way he represents us. Max Holcombe, who I don't think him or Ben either one need an introduction. I think they've been here a good while. So what is this, y'all 7th year playing, or is it? I don't know, but this Max is a mainstay up front. Does an excellent job of getting us in the right calls up front, in protection calls, and in the run scheme, and just kind of like the quarterback up front, offensively. But that's guys we got with us, and I'll open it up for questions at this time.
Coach Cross, on Saturday you didn't have the big guy in the backfield, but still the running game was really effective. If you and both the offensive players could talk about why your run game was as good as it was.
Well, I think it goes to that up front. I mean, I think we're playing well up front right now. We've improved in that area so much, in the last 2 years, and just they're playing consistent right now. There's very few times in a game that we don't get a hat on hat. And they're playing very physical as we played. So I think it goes to that, and we don't make excuses. A lot of people will sit there and say, "Hey, we played without one of our better players," but we went in the game hoping he would play. He had not practiced all week, got out there in warm-ups, and really was still hobbled with his turf toe. And we sat him, and really our football team plays like it goes. It don't go unnoticed, but it don't affect us. It's just we got that motto: the next guy steps in, and he plays, and takes care of his business. And that's the reason it's a good example for the rest of our football team. The next guy's got to be ready. You can't get in a lull of thinking you're not going to play or not going to play as much. And I think it's our team motto: the next guy steps up and gets the job done, and always get your job done. And I think the two guys filling in there did an outstanding job. Miles Jones is offensive player of the week for OVC, rushed for right at 150. Did a good job running the ball downhill for us. Tremaine Pope did a good job as well. He rushed for right at 100. So, we still right there where we wanted to be rushing wise. And like I said, I think it goes back to you asking, those running backs and our quarterbacks. It goes those guys, up front in the job that they're getting done.
Yeah, I guess it's a credit to Coach Gross and the coaches too. I mean, I think our job's pretty easy when we know what we have to do, and he gets us in the right plays, and it's just go do what we do every day in practice, and that's just executing. Like he says, get a hat on the hat, and we feel like our backups are just as good as anybody else's starters. So just get a hat on the hat and let those guys do what they do.
Kind of say what they said. We're very deep at all of our skill positions and our running backs. At any given point in the game, we could have all three running backs in there, and it shows that the preparation during the week, they're able to produce the yardage. Any given week in and week out, it's great. It comes from hard work up front for us, and also the schemes that we have and the preparation during the week that we get from the coaches in practice.
Coach Cross, seeing Miles do so well, obviously he was prepared for his time, and I'm guessing you as a coach, seeing a guy prepare like that week after week and then get a chance to be able to cash it in, I'm guessing that's probably a lot of fun for you as a coach.
It really is. You get you're excited for that kid, and when he gets his chance and he does something with it. And Miles had two highlight reels. He had 2 runs in that game. All the other runs were solid runs and physical runs, but he had 2 highlight reels. The one being the rugby play, as we call it. We watched it on tape, and I think we had 10 guys pushing the pile, and all the red in that play went on for, I don't know, some say 12, some say 16 yards that the pile moved. And I've been coaching a long time, and I really hadn't seen a play like that. It's very, very unique for a football game, to see the pile move like that, but getting a lot of folks around the ball. And Miles kept his legs going, and our guys started pushing him, and it just kind of, that momentum kind of went on down the field. And then the other long run he had, I think it was a 62-yard run, was an impressive run. It's as good as a run as you'll see. And probably if he would have scored, I think me and Greg was talking yesterday, it probably on the ESPN, highlight reel. It was that good of a run if he would have got in right there in the end zone. But, very impressive for him. And you get a lot of enjoyment out of seeing a guy step up when his number's called, like I said, do something with it. And he's progressed to that point to where, he's solid. We're very comfortable with him in the game, at any time. It's just like a quarterback situation. Those guys, we got multiple guys, that can get the job done. And I don't think it affects our team, in any way of who's back there at quarterback or who's back there at running back. They got a lot of confidence in whoever's got the ball in their hand.
Can you two guys talk about that play, the rugby play he's talking about? And Max, you were very animated at the end of that play. You guys were fired up. Was that a thrill for you guys? Just walk us through that play, if you will.
It was a great feeling. That's like Coach Gross said. I've never seen it happen to that extent of pushing a pile. Usually you can push the pile 2 or 3 yards. I think as they said, it was like 12 to 16 yards. After it happened and it's all over, I was really jacked up after that play. I was really excited. It was a cool feeling. I've never seen that or experienced it till Saturday.
Yeah, that was awesome. I was actually a little upset. I missed the safety on that play. One of those little guys running away from you. So I had to do everything I could to push that pile. So I was giving it my all. But that was awesome watching it on film and seeing that with the guys. That was a good moment yesterday, Saturday, and it got us fired up. I think that kind of changed the momentum of the game a little bit because we had lulls in the game up and down, and I think that gave us a little boost in the second half.